The Welsh National Opera. I know a lot of you here, but I work for WNO, Welsh National Opera, and I run community work. Our community work runs in one place for a number of years, and I'm very pleased to say it's been in Wrexham for the last 2 years, and I'm from North East Wales myself. So this is the project, Wrexham Street Songs. We're now actually coming to the end. This was a project that we did in year 2 called Singing Doctors. All my projects in year 2 were to do with health and well-being. This was my Singing Doctor team. These guys are all musicians, but we gave them musical names. Dr. Aria and Dr. Diva, Dr. Forte, Dr. Songbird, Dr. Drama, Dr. Diva, Dr. Song, Nurse Notes and Dr. Keys. I got this idea, or we got this idea, from a company in Scotland called Hearts and Minds, who run a project called Clown Doctors. They go around the hospitals in Scotland, dress up, you know, just the noses. It's all about giving the children in the children's ward a bit of respite during the day, and also making their visit to hospital fun. We got on board 2 key partners, and that was obviously Betsy Cadwallader. Betsy Cadwallader have the Arts, Health and Wellbeing programme. The other people that we collaborated with were Macmillan. There's a lovely lady who runs the Macmillan support in Wrexham Maylor called Pam, and she helped me recruit cancer patients to one of the sessions that we did. This is the first ward we went to. Every 2 weeks we did 4 ward rounds. So we did 4 different wards every 2 weeks, but they were the same wards each time. The first one was always Morris ward, which is for elderly patients and dementia. This is Zoe singing to one of our beautiful residents there, always making connections. We used a lot of percussion. The people on the dementia ward really used the percussion, so even if they couldn't join in, they could still participate by thinking on the songs we used here. We used a lot of wartime songs. The opera singers would improvise on themes like Daisy, Daisy, mixing it in with other things. However, we had a good response from this, but getting people in. Second session we always did was called Good Vibrations, and that was for people who'd been suffering with cancer, but also it was for some of the staff. This lady here is from the Macmillan Centre, and these people came every 2 weeks, and we did a choral session, got them singing. This worked really well because actually it meant to give them a respite from either their care, but sometimes some of them had recovered from cancer and were just wanting to boost their esteem. This guy is actually one of our chorus members, JC Forte, and I remember Andrea's face that day because he was singing very loud. His name is Dr. Forte for a reason, because boy is he a strong bass, and it's getting that closer. Third visit of the day, we're now on to Ward 3. This is in the afternoon, the mental health unit at the Wrexham Maylor. This is in Hedvan. Anybody been to Hedvan? Yeah. So this is the cafe area in Hedvan. This was definitely the most difficult session each time, and you can understand why. But this lady here, Kathy Bramwich, she came every time. She came every time, and she loved it. Again, it was just about creating some light. The mental health unit, some people really didn't want us there, some people really wanted us there. It was definitely the most difficult, but also had some of the most rewarding results, because we had a lot of people that re-engaged with us every 2 weeks, because unfortunately, we all know mental health units are a bit like a treadmill. People come off and go on. Final stop of the day, guess where we were? The children's ward. How can you not be filled with joy when you see a picture like that? Zoe, again, Dr. Diva. This is in the waiting room, so actually it was one of their siblings that was on the ward, so we didn't just do this for the people who were actually in hospital, it was for all of them. Look at that little boy. I know, and he was lovely. His name is Ethan. Do you notice the use of instruments? I'll talk about that later, but just saying, this is Dr. Song. Again, we were doing some bedside visits, sometimes we did music in a group in the waiting rooms, and sometimes we did individual bedside visits, basically tailoring our needs to each one. What really worked well on this project was puppets, instruments, and other things that we used. Here you see, this is what our puppet Rebecca's singing. Also, the thing that really worked was giving the singers characters, because this lady's called Zoe. She didn't want to be Zoe when she was in the hospital. It was tough enough as it was, so we gave her a character. This is our musical prescriptions that we got people to write. That says, to Liam, please sing this. Lala. Twice a day, love from Dr. Songbird. Every patient we visited on the children's ward got a musical prescription and a singing doctor sticker. Again, giving them a little piece of something to remember the project by. What didn't work so well? We got a lot of press. We also had S4C there one day and the BBC. Press is brilliant, we know that. I found it very intrusive, however, and actually as a project manager on that project, that was the most difficult thing. Because as these guys are singing, having photographers in their face, or the camera crew, It's not ideal, so we limited it to 2 sessions. Another thing that was very difficult was when children were quarantined. That's not the right word. What's the word? It's not quarantine, but you know what I mean.
Isolated.
So basically, we couldn't go inside the room. So do you see what we're doing there? We're singing to the children from outside the room. So there were stumbling blocks, but however, we always had to work with the hospital. We didn't just do this for the patients, we did it for the staff. The porters were fantastic, and this is Stacey being hilarious, as she always is. So what I'm saying is the guys in the hospital got to know us. We were there for 9 months every 2 weeks. So, for me, it was very sad when we left, because actually I built really fantastic relationships with everybody in the hospital. The children's ward, Wrexham Football Club turned up one day while we were there. The reason I put this slide up is I just want to say that I really enjoyed this project, and there are a lot of things that I'll really miss. The children's ward is already very well supported. Lots of people turn up to the children's ward and give things. The thing that wasn't was the mental health unit, and for me, that's the thing that I think worked the best and actually was the most effective, even though it was the hardest session. Celebration. It was all about getting people out of their comfort zones and actually giving them something to smile about rather than just sitting in a hospital. I love this photo because can you see Annette's face looking at Zoe, and I can tell you the patients were there as well. So I finished off with this one, the staff. I love the staff, and they actually really enjoyed the project as well. Participants and the participants. So that's my singing doctors, and that's the last slide. That's difficult, isn't it?